Give us knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and counsel. Give us piety, fear of God.
Good morning. We are Sunday, November 8th, the parable of the 10 young girls. We are approaching the end of the liturgical year. The text of the Mass will tell us about the final end, the coming of the Lord's Day, and thus the final judgment. Two parables will be proposed to us today and next Sunday, in order to foresee the appropriate measure to be made during this time of waiting, staying awake. These are the parables of the 10 girls this week. It's Matthew's own. Then the parable of the talents next week. Both explain the time of waiting for the coming of the Lord. The same message: stay awake. The setting of the wedding banquet is familiar to us and reminds us that these are messianic times. The first word of the parable, moreover, is significant, then, and indicates that we must place ourselves at the end of time. The return of Christ in His glory. He is the bridegroom who is slow to come. In fact, the first Christians expected the imminent return of the Lord, to the point that Paul must specify in his letter to the Thessalonians that this day is unknown to us. And I quote, "As for the time and the moment, you know perfectly well that the Lord will come like a thief in the middle of the night. Let us not fall asleep as others do, but let us stay awake." This is the first letter of the Thessalonians, chapter 5. 10 young girls, therefore, await the arrival of the bridegroom at the door of the wedding hall. As he is slow to come, they fall asleep. But when the arrival of the bridegroom is announced, they get busy and notice that 5 of them have no more oil for their lamps, and ask the others 5 to lend them some. "Go to the merchants instead, lest there should not be enough for us and for you." In the meantime, the bridegroom arrives and the door of the wedding hall are closed. They may try to enter, but the bridegroom will not recognize them. Matthew adds, "Keep watch then, for you know neither the day nor the hour." Being invited is not enough. You have to be prepared. It is the way we have lived that we will present ourselves on the day of judgment. Therefore, we should not fear that day, but rather manage our faith and our commitment to follow the Lord in the long term. It is incumbent upon us to learn the lessons of the past in our Christian life in order to foresee the future. No, we should not think of converting at the last minute. This is foolish. To have enough oil in one's lamp is to be ready to appear before God, trusting in His grace and mercy, with a life lived with the power of the gospel in one's baggage. We are thus in line with the theme of the first reading this Sunday. Wisdom is brilliant, it does not tarnish. Those who love it, contemplate it without difficulty. It allows itself to be discovered by these who seek Him. Give us, Lord, this wisdom to live day by day under your gaze and to hope for the day of our salvation in you.
Give us knowledge, wisdom.